guys, it's Sami, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. As far as Smackdown does go, it was a good show. I wouldn't call it great or anything. Like, if we're rating it, it's probably like a 7.5. But I will say, I do got to give props, even though it had a shitty finish. Got to give props to Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. These women were told, by the fans at least, I don't know who, if anyone said it backstage to them, but the fans said their match at SummerSlam sucked. What'd they do? They came out tonight and they proved we don't suck and had a way better match. Like, way better. And so, yes, it had a shitty finish with the double count out and then Nia Jax coming, and we're probably getting a triple threat at WrestlePalooa, but that was a highlight tonight. Now, Sami Zayn and Rey Fenix, that was just a holy crap, great, phenomenal match. But I wanted to give that shout out to Tiffany and Jade because the match they had tonight was leaps and bounds better than their SummerSlam match. And we go into this show and I'm just like, we're getting that again? Okay. But this was good. I really like this. Also, if I keep looking this way, Worlds Collide. Worlds Collide is on right now on WWE's YouTube channel. We're about to get Fabi Apache versus Natalya. So Natalya's coming out. She's doing her, this is weird. She's doing her natty shooter gimmick, right? But she's got her WWE graphics. It says Natalya, WWE music, and all of that. So it's like, if they're going to let her do the shooter gimmick and she wears the gear that says natty down the thing, then yeah. Anyways, Mr. The Spot says, dude, Worlds Collide is on. Why are you live? It's just dumb. We're live because we're reviewing Smackdown, guy, and watching Worlds Collide at the same time. So I'm going to keep looking over, and if something big happens on Worlds Collide, we'll live react. But this is primarily, as the title apropos says, a Smackdown review, because we review Smackdown. Monday, I'll review Worlds Collide on the Wrestling Wrap-Up Monday morning, which will probably be the last Wrestling Wrap-Up for a while in a live capacity. As if you guys did not see the Wrestling Wrap-Up today or the video I posted on the YouTube channel, got a new job. Got recruited to be a graphic designer for a medical company. And so that is going to be my new 9 to 5. Well, actually, it's 8 to 5. But the channel should still, for the most part, stay as close to the same as possible. We'll still review every AEW and every WWE, PLE, and pay-per-view. That's not going to change. And then regarding if we do Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown reviews still, that's going to be up in the air. I'm going to do them for the next couple of weeks. And if it's just too hard to do with my new schedule, then we'll cut those out. But if it's not, we'll keep on keeping on because I love doing it. I love doing the reviews and talking about the shows and all that. And Wrestling Wrap-Up, I want to keep it going. May not be a 2-time-a-week show anymore. I'm thinking maybe it's going to be a Friday only. It'll premiere on YouTube with, I'll record it on a Thursday evening or something and then post it Friday morning. So that might be the route I go with that one, with Wrestling Wrap-Up. So we'll see how it all plays out. We'll see what all comes of it, but I don't want anything to change dramatically with PWU Unlimited. Like the channel, the YouTube, the Facebook, the Instagram, all of that. Because we've been, especially on other platforms now, rocking and rolling and like really taking off, especially on Facebook and Instagram. So yeah, with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and much more. Remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you did right here for Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, help us out over on YouTube. Help us out over there and hit that subscribe button. That way you know we post new videos. That way you know we go live. And that way you know we post to the community tab. Also, remember, you can help us out by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. As a channel member, you get a badge next to your name, emotes and emojis you can use in the live chat in the comments section. You get access to our graphics tutorials, graphics packages, and so much more. And finally, remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. Jake, you're wrong. Or Jack, sorry. Jack, you're wrong. The main event of WrestlePalooza is not the mixed tag team match. Oh, no, Bobo. Joe Tessitore announced this morning on SportsCenter that the main event for WrestlePalooza is John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. That is the main event. So, you're wrong, Jack Dawson. Also, remember, if you want to help us out and support the channel, you can do so by heading over to the Epic Games Store. Get over to the Epic Games Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. The Power Rangers, well, they're back in the shop. John Cena's getting a second Fortnite skin with Peacemaker. So if you're going to buy any of those when you go to the shop, go to the very bottom, and it's going to say, do you have a creator code? And you do. It's PWU NLIMITED. That's PW Unlimited for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. With that, as far as SmackDown does go, we have the NXT commentary team doing the show. Vic Joseph and Booker T. Michael Cole just fully had the night off. Corey Graves is in Vegas calling Worlds Collide tonight with JBL and Conan. So, yeah, we got Vic Joseph and Booker T calling the show. Booker in rare form, as always. But as far as the show does go, we got a recap of the John Cena Sami Zayn match last week that was then crashed by Brock Lesnar, when then Brock would open up the show with mic in hand. Crowd was chanting, "You suck, you suck, you suck" at Lesnar. And he was kind of just soaking it all in when he went to say something and was interrupted by R-Truth, who rapped his way down to the ring. Once Truth entered the ring, he asked Norfolk, "Make some noise." And Lesnar said, "Shut up." That was funny. These two worked well together. It was random and not really needed, but hey, it kind of worked. So Truth responded by saying that he was going to be the first WWE superstar to say, "Welcome back" to Brock Lesnar. He said that they used to be scared of Lesnar, but not anymore. Lesnar answered by saying that he didn't know who Truth was. And just get to the point. Truth said to Lesnar that you're disrespecting John Cena, my childhood hero and my older brother for the past 25 years. Lesnar goes, "What? Wait, how old are you? Your older brother? What's your name?" He's like, "My name's Ron Cena, and he's my older brother." And Lesnar asked again, "Wait, what? John Cena's your older brother?" He goes, "Yeah, because I'm Ron Cena, and Super Cena is going to come, and he's going to take you out. He's going to run the beast away." And so Brock's kind of looking at him like, who's this crazy son of a gun? Who's this weirdo? And he then goes, "You know you're missing a tooth, right?" Truth goes, "Wait, what?" Brock kicks him in the gut, throws him up for the F5, hits the F5, but when Brock went like this to pull him up for the F5, I don't know if Brock just hasn't done that in so long. Or his pants were too tight. But when he came up with the F5, he ripped his pants, like from up top all the way down almost to the knee. Woo! And Brock just laughed it off. Brock was loving it. Brock actually had a blast, you could tell. And he thought it was the funniest shit ever that he ripped his pants. He then goes over to where he sees a camera at ringside, and he sits up on like the ropes, and he's like, "Hey, get a shot of my ass. Get a shot of my butt." And so the camera gets right up in there, and you see Brock's blue boxer briefs or whatever on. Yeah. So Brock ripped his pants. Maybe he clean jerked them up too fast or something, or maybe he I don't know, jeans too tight, but whatever it was funny. Brock laughed it off, and then he's walking to the back, and he's with the crowds, and he's like looking at the crowd, and he's like whatever bullshitting with the fans, and he looks in the camera and goes, "Oh, I guess I ripped my pants tonight." And like Brock's just being cool. Like, it was awesome. Brock was great. Didn't do much, but was great in the little that he did. Also, from what I keep glancing over here, Natty and Fabi Apache look like they're having a hell of a... Natty just slammed her hard, and her head bounced off the mat. Like, Fabi Apache had Natty in a guillotine. Natty stood up, pulled back, and like, holy shit, saw. And I'm going to do something really fast. Natty's got her in an ankle lock now, but I'm going to do something really fast. I'm going to switch browsers See if, because that one is making the stream jitter a little bit. Jack Dawson says, congratulations on your new job, Tim. Plus, with the double count out, it is possible we are getting a triple threat for the women's title at the current PLE. Oh, 100%. 100% that match is now changing to a triple threat, adding Nia, most likely, probably, for better lack of term, probably WrestlePalooza. All right, now this won't load at all. Oh, there it goes. Okay, here we go. Hopefully this runs a little smoother. We got a couple bit donations here from Esports Gaming Rules. He says, congrats on the new job. Thank you. And hope for PW Unlimited's future. Shouldn't change much. Future of PW Unlimited shouldn't change much. What do you think of the sellout reaction towards Triple H and WWE after the Riyadh WrestleMania announcement? And what do you think of Paramount Skydance possibly doing a bid on buying Warner Brothers Discovery? There's a couple things there. What do I think of the sellout comment and reactions to WWE and Saudi for WrestleMania? Dumb. I mean, I said it earlier. I'm going to say it fucking again. All these people that are whining and crying and bitching and moaning and all this bullshit, you know they're going to be the ones watching, live tweeting. Oh my God, look at this. It just happened at WrestleMania. Oh my God. Oh, and then the WrestleMania, oh, camera froze. And the WrestleMania is going to end, right? Like the show's going to be over and they're like, holy crap, we need more during the day WrestleManias. An early WrestleMania. This was great. Because the show's going to be over like 5 in the afternoon when the show would normally start. All the people bitching and moaning and whining and crying, they're going to be the ones watching anyways. There's maybe a handful of people that are going to say, I won't watch, that won't watch. I know a couple that won't. Like, I know a few people personally. That's if they say they're not going to watch, then they're really not going to watch. But the majority, 95 to 98% that say, I'm not watching this, I don't watch Saudi shows, are the same ones that say that and then are fucking live tweeting the Saudi shows. Are retweeting stuff from the Saudi shows. So I call it bullshit. I call BS on all of these crybabies that, oh, they sold out. You think if you ran a company and someone said, we'll give you $100 million to run your biggest show in our country, you wouldn't do it? You'd say no? I highly doubt that. I highly doubt anybody else in that position would say no. Now, Vince was very always steadfast, not just on no WrestleMania in Saudi, but no WrestleMania outside of the United States, because Vince always thought that pay-per-view was king and then streaming was king, and that if the show's not, in North American time zones, no one's going to watch. Vince was, at least for the big shows, like Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Vince was not running those internationally. As we saw, he would, towards the end, was getting a little better with it, running other countries for like Backlash and Paybacks and stuff like that. But Vince was, he was steadfast, and he had said it before. WrestleMania needs to be on American pay-per-view or WWE Network streaming Peacock and at American times. Prime time for the American audience. And if you want to hear me talk about more of this, I did go into in depth in this on the wrestling wrap-up earlier today. So I kind of talked about, more of like Vince's narrative and direction and thought process on all this compared to TKO's direction and narrative and thought process on all this. Esports Gaming Rule says, Penta is now #1 contender for the AAA Mega Championship. Well, yes and no. They're not really. I wish AAA would do more #1 contender stuff. But Penta basically came out at the beginning and said, I've never won the Mega Championship. I want to go for the Mega Championship. And so Conan said that whoever wins tonight, whether that's Dominic or Vikingo, Penta is going to show up and possibly challenge them. But yeah, I don't know what more to say on the Brock, or no, the Raw, not the Rock, the WrestleMania stuff, other than get over it. Get fuck over it. You're going to cry and whine, and then you're going to end up watching anyways. I think people, oh, they sold out. I've never watched. Saudi shows are not. Yeah, okay. Sure. You cry online because you think that's the cool thing to do. You think that's the thing to do because if you're for it, you're the bad guy. You're the enemy. Am I the bad guy? Am I the enemy saying that I like the Saudi shows because I get to watch a show early and I'm not up at midnight still reviewing it? Am I a bad guy for saying that? Because apparently if you support Saudi and you support people that do business with Saudi and you don't talk bad about it, you're bad. You're the problem. Trust me, I got those comments today. Yet all the people that because what am I gonna say? All the people that say, this is a bad thing, they shouldn't be there, blah blah. They're all still the same people watching, and I'm just beating a dead horse now. Well, Paramount Skydance bidding on WBD. Zaslav said today that their bid was too low, that the offer that they were preparing to bid may be too low. But regardless of any of that, I think it could be bad for AEW. If Paramount Skydance buys Warner Brothers Discovery, TKO can then go, hey, after 2027, when that company's contract's up, we don't want them. We don't want them on any network that we're associated with or that you're associated with because you're our business partner. You're our not business partner, but you're our TV partner, and we don't want it. TKO can at least try, and they probably will try to tell them don't renew AEW's contract after 2027. Like I said, there's a very good chance they can do that. So, yeah. Remember, guys, if you have your questions, comments, or concerns in the chat, please donate a super chat to get them read live on the air. It very much helps keeps all these lights on. It keeps supporting the channel in a great way. Even if it's $1 super chat, $2, $3, $4, $5 like Jack. All little bits help count and support the channel going forward. But yeah, it will be cool if Dom wins the title. I think there's a chance AJ screws him. But if Dom wins the title, then we get Dom versus Penta for the AAA Mega Championship. That should be really cool. Also, I'm going to pull this show up on my phone because on the computer, it's making the stream run bad, which it shouldn't, but it is. So we're just going to do it this way. And we'll get back into Smackdown here in just a momento. A moment. Also, you guys see the new Mario movie comes out on my birthday, April 3rd. Super Mario Galaxy, the movie. Oh, who won Natty and Apache? Who won Natty and Fabi Apache? I missed it. Anyways, Sami Zayn's backstage talking about, someone's going to accept his open challenge tonight. And he and his opponent would give the crowd one hell of a show. Oh, no, they did. Oh, they did. We then find out that he was talking about Rey Fénix. And that match comes up here shortly. We then get shots of people arriving at the building for AAA Worlds Collide. They plugged that saying, hey, soon as SmackDown ends, go to our YouTube channel and watch this show. It's going to be good. We then get a vignette of Solo, basically just talking about his family and his family tree, and says that he eventually will get his U.S. title back. He said he's lost his bloodline as Ulafala and his U.S. title, but he will get it back. He hasn't lost his family tree, and he believes in his family. Then we got Sami Zayn versus Rey Fénix for the United States Championship. Ooh, boy, was this good. Tag title matchup. New Day about to challenge Psycho Clown and Pagano. So this match starts off just fast crazy with Sami rocking Fénix with repeated arm drags. Fénix responded with an acrobatic arm drag, followed by an attempted dive to the outside. Sami dodged out of the way, and Fénix feigned. I don't know how I wrote that. But between the ropes, stopping himself basically as we go to a commercial break. When SmackDown returns with Zayn was in control as he delivered a pitch-perfect tilt-a-whirl backbreaker on Fénix for a very close near fall. Zayn then continued to target Fénix's shoulder with a submission, but found himself taken out with a kick on the apron. While Zayn was stunned on the outside, Fénix soared over the ropes and hit a tope con hilo to take down the United States champion. The two eventually get back in the ring, and Fénix took a flight off the top rope with a frog splash, but couldn't get the 3 count as Zayn kicked out. Zayn then attempted a blue thunder bomb, but Fénix countered him twice into attempts. Fénix then blasted Zayn with a super kick after another feint between the ropes. 1, 2, nope, kick out. Fénix headed up top once again, but couldn't connect with a moonsault as Sami dodged it. Zayn then had Fénix in position for a haluva kick, but the masked wrestler avoided it and countered with a DDT. After a commercial break, Fénix was in control and was heading up top once again, going for another high-risk maneuver, but Sami cut him off at the pass and dropped Fénix on his shoulder. Fénix then countered a move. I don't know what Sami was actually trying to do here. And then went for a double stomp off the top. Phoenix then leapt up with his signature moonsault and connected, but Sami kicked out at the very, very last second. In the middle of the ring, both men were down. One tried a suplex, but couldn't really get it. Phoenix then was the first to escape as he bounced off the ropes. Zayn then caught him with the blue thunder bomb. 1.2.99999. This was the closest 2.9 you see in a long time. As they come down towards the end of the match, Zayn managed to catch Phoenix with an exploder suplex in the corner and had him targeted for the haluva kick. Phoenix recovered and hit a Hurricane Rana instead, but only got a near fall out of it. Phoenix then continued with the momentum with a goodbye amigo kick. He attempted to spin kick in the corner, but Zayn reversed it into an exploder suplex. Zayn then hit one big haluva kick. 1, 2, 3, pinned him, and still United States champion Sami Zayn. These two ruled tonight. This match was freaking awesome. Like, you can't, I don't know if they could have had a better match. This match was great. Thank you, Steve. He said Natty won. That's what I assumed the way they would go with this. Natty wins. So, but yeah, no, this match was awesome. This match was crazy good, and I can't praise it enough. Then we get a video from earlier in the day. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not a fan of B-Fab's promos. She's like playing a character. She doesn't sound genuine. She sounds like somebody that was given lines. She's trying to be some like movie star where she's like, you know, you guys have been taking out my girl my girl Meechin for weeks, and I don't think that's great. I haven't been at her side because I've been dealing with the Street Profits drama, but I'm available tonight, so why don't we go? I'm just like, her dialect is off. It just feels off. Like she's trying to play, she almost feels like she's trying to play like, how do I explain it? Like in a movie where like you've got this like gang and she's like the female in charge of the gang, if that makes sense. And so she's like talking down kind of, but not trying to talk down, but is, because she's trying to assert her dominance. And so just like the way she talks doesn't sound like a real human being, for starters. Like, I am not a fan of B-Fab promos whatsoever. But basically this led to her and Julia in a non-title match that really didn't go much of anywhere. Actually, never actually happened, to be honest. And yeah, we also got a Wyatt 6 promo. Bo just talking more Bo. Julia and B-Fab were up next. B-Fab entered the ring. Kiana James got in her face and paid the price for it. Julia took exception and kicked B-Fab to the outside. He threw her around the outside area. In the ring, James stomped away on B-Fab and teed up for Julia's Arrivederci kick. And they basically just took out B-Fab until Meechin ran down, armed with a kendo stick. Meechin struck James with the kendo stick and sent Julia packing. And there we go. Looks like it's leading to a tag match. Julia and Kiana James versus B-Fab and Meechin. So we get an Aleister Black video talking about his win over Damian Priest on last week's SmackDown. He said the Priest could keep fighting and they could die by the code, and that the violence began violence. Something like that, I think is what he said. So then we had the women's title match. WWE Women's Championship on the line. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. This match was good. And when I say good, I mean like it was really good. The Cargill immediately went for a pump kick early, but Stratton avoided it. The challenger then tried to lift Stratton up, but she got down with a high drop kick. Cargill eventually, whoa, what is going on here? Like, I see out of the corner of my eye, the cameraman is like, well, here on Worlds Collide. That was weird. Cargill eventually got the advantage here with the power slam on Stratton as she followed it up with a suplex. Stratton countered the suplex attempt though and went for a roll up for little success. Didn't really get much of it. Cargill was out of the ring and Stratton vaulted over the top of the dive as we went to a commercial break. The title match returns with Cargill hitting a fall-away slam on Stratton. She tried to go for a corner attack, but Stratton countered and eventually hit a spinebuster on Cargill. Stratton tried for a Hurricane Rana, but Cargill caught her and locked her up for a power bomb. Stratton, though, did eventually turn it around into a Hurricane Rana and then hit a double-footed drop kick right into her face and chest, basically. Whew. Stratton then headed up top and connected with a swanton, but only for a near fall. Cargill recovered and hit a super kick on Stratton that sent her to the outside. In the ensuing mess, Stratton attempted a baseball slide, but she got caught by Cargill, who slammed her against the apron. Back inside the ring, Cargill failed to connect with the pump kick and managed to avoid her prettiest moonsault ever, though. She then had Stratton on her shoulders, and it looked like she went for like a modified Blue Thunder Bomb, I guess you would say. Stratton then hit a nice roll through into an Alabama slam as she looked for another prettiest moonsault ever. Cargill avoided calamity and hit the pump kick as both women were down and out in the ring. Cargill and Stratton eventually recovered and mixed it up on the apron, where Cargill tried to go for like a spear, I guess, maybe, and Tiffany moved and she speared the turnbuckle. This then led to the two fighting at ringside. Cargill fell to the floor. Tiffany then went for a big old moonsault off the ropes to the floor and completely missed it, which on purpose because Jade moved, but her head bounced off that floor hard. I thought she was hurt. The way she bounced, basketball bounced her head off the floor, it looked bad. Jade Amelia then spears her through the barricade at the timekeeper's area. The ref's then counting, and I'm like, and also you see the ref go like this. I'm like, wait, what? It's over? That was not no 10 seconds. That was not 10, but the ref said count out. And so Mark Nash tells us, hey, the match is over. Tiffany retains the title via double count out. And then all of a sudden, Nia shows up. Nia Jax shows up and just beats them both down before eventually taking Tiffany out with an Annihilate Her. So I believe this is probably, maybe even at WrestlePalooza, since ESPN has the show listed as a 5-hour show, I think they had 2 more matches, Drew and Cody, and then this triple threat for the Women's Championship. Nick Aldis is seen backstage coming out of his office, pretty mad. He is stopped by Chelsea Green and Alba Fire, who demand a women's tag team title match since they never got what they were promised. And basically Aldis is like, you know what? Fine, whatever. Charlotte, Alexa, they're defending their titles on NXT Tuesday. You can have the winner. And the weird part of all this, though, was like, Chelsea's sitting here and she's like, you know, Nicholas, Charlotte keeps saying she's hurt, she's injured, she's not cleared. But do we really believe it? And then when he said they're defending their titles on Tuesday, I'm just like, wait, what? I thought you literally just said in the same segment, Charlotte's not cleared. She's hurt, she's injured. But regardless, Alba and Chelsea, they're getting a tag title shot in the future. And there's a tag title match on Tuesday's NXT Homecoming. And still no Piper Niven. Don't know what's going on with Piper. We then get a video package highlighting the career retrospective of Brock Lesnar and John Cena and the similarities and differences of their career. How Brock, within 5 months, was WWE champion and pushed as the top guy in the company, where Cena, it took him about 5 years, 4 to 5 years. Then they said next week, we're going to talk about how John Cena ascended to greatness, top of the food chain, and Brock returned after leaving for a while, setting his sights on, well, John Cena. We then get a video here from Vegas. It's Rey Mysterio being interviewed at Worlds Collide. Dominic then comes up and basically just says, hey, later I'm going to become the AAA Mega Campeon. And I'm going to do something you've never done. Win that title and be a double champion. Rey said that he'd put the AAA Mega Championship belt around Dom's waist if he wins. Basically like, hey, if you do it, I'll come down there and strap you. Sami Zayn was interviewed in the back about his big win tonight when Carmelo Hayes would come up. Now, I forgot to mention something here. I didn't have it in my notes. I forgot to mention this. Miz went to Nick Aldis right after Chelsea did and was like, hey, tag title match. Yeah. He's like, I already talked to Carmelo. Carmelo set up a title match. You're all good. He's all good. It's all good. And we kind of got where they were going with this. And Miz is like, oh, okay. And so Carmelo confronts Sami and says, hey, I'm the next in line for your title. And Sami's like, all right, cool. I accept the challenge, open challenge for every week. Miz then comes up and goes, excuse me, what's going on here? If I would have showed up just a little bit earlier, you wouldn't have done this? He's like, yeah, I got myself a shot for the U.S. title, U.S. Open Challenge. And Miz is like, but what about us? He's like, I gotta do what's right for me. And Miz is like, I know you've got all the gifts and everything to be a star, and I can help you be that. I could be the one to guide you. And Carmelo goes, okay, but what about this? I win the U.S. title, and then we win the tag titles. Miz is like, that's a hard thing to do. That can't be done. And Melo literally looks at Miz and goes, yeah, but you did it. And Miz is like, oh, yeah. He's like, okay, we're Melo Miz. And they fist bumped each other, and yeah. Weird segment, but I don't think Melo's beating Sami for the belt. Now, next up, we do have our main event, Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. But before we hear about that, let's hear from our sponsor. Let's be real. Life moves fast and dinner shouldn't slow you down. That's where Factor comes in. Factor 75 delivers fresh, never frozen meals straight to your door so you can skip the grocery store, the prep, and the cleanup. Just heat and eat and get back to crushing your day. Whether you're keto, calorie conscious, or just want to eat clean without sacrificing flavor, Factor has chef-crafted options that actually taste like real food. Maybe you want pancakes for breakfast, chicken for lunch, and a steak for dinner. Factor has you covered. And here's the kicker. These meals are ready to go in just 2 minutes. That's less time it takes to scroll through your delivery app and regret your choices. So if you want to fuel your hustle without any hassle, then sign up for a Factor 75 subscription today. Use our code below, scan the QR code on the screen, or use our link in the description to get 50% off your order. Eat smart, live fully with Factor. Okay, Chad, I have a question. I need your help. If anyone here has watched Worlds Collide, what the hell's going on? Why is it Kofi and Waller and not Kofi and Woods in the tag title match? Someone let me know. I got it on mute because we're doing this. So someone let me know what the hell's going on. So moving forward, we had Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre in the main event, and it was exactly what you would expect from a Randy Orton-Drew McIntyre. Not saying that's bad, not saying that's great. It was a very, very good TV main event between Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. Maybe a little better than very good, almost great. So both men lock up in the middle of the ring early on before McIntyre went on the attack in the corner. Orton roared back with the clothesline and got a couple of shots in on the Scotsman. He then sent McIntyre crashing to the outside and then did a clothesline over the top rope as we go to a break. As they come back from the break, McIntyre was in control with Orton at his mercy, but he fell victim to a suplex instead. With McIntyre down in the ring, Orton targeted him with some stomps to the legs, followed by a knee drop to the face. McIntyre took a shot at Orton's knee with a clip before he stretched him in the corner. At one point, though, Orton did slam McIntyre against the commentary table, but got raked in the eyes as he found himself dropped across the table with a back suplex. McIntyre once again clipped Orton's knee as the main event heads to another break. Got you, Fonzie. He's still playing up the neck injury from the Penta Mexican Destroyer. Got it. That's what I assumed it would be. When we returned from the break, McIntyre slammed Orton down on the mat, but the bum knee made contact and kind of hurt himself. Orton poked McIntyre in the eye to regain momentum as he bashed his head across the corner post like 1, 2, 3, 4. McIntyre then tried to go for a figure 4, but Orton kicked him aside right into the ring post, which sent him to the floor. As McIntyre got himself back into the ring, Orton tried to generate some momentum with the signature power slam. It didn't really work that well. Orton then looked like he was going to hit a draping DDT, but McIntyre scurried to the announce table. This opened him up for a consecutive back suplex across the announce table, and then back in the ring, McIntyre connected with the Claymore, but couldn't capitalize. This gave Orton the opportunity to land an RKO out of nowhere. Out of the ring, McIntyre shoved Orton against the apron. As they come down towards the finish of the match, McIntyre got back in the ring, tried to, and fell victim to that apron DDT. McIntyre then was in position for getting punted in the head, but the referee got in the way and stopped Randy, which I'm like, why? What? Is that a banned move that would get him disqualified or something? No, it's not. So fucking move, ref. This caused a bunch of chaos, gave McIntyre the opening to hit one final Claymore and pin Randy Orton to pick up the victory. So if anything, Randy should be pissed at that goddamn ref. Randy should hit that ref with a frickin' RKO. After the match, McIntyre's beating down Orton. He hit him with a Claymore. Looked like he was going to hit him with the one like he did to Cody against the announce table, and out comes Cody back from Australia. Cody Rhodes is back, jumps in the ring, House of Fire on McIntyre. Rhodes hits a Cody cutter and then grabs a microphone as McIntyre escapes. Cody basically says, "Hey, Drew, you want to do this? Let's do it. I'll see you at WrestlePalooza." So essentially, for the WWE Championship, it will be Cody Rhodes defending against Drew McIntyre in Indianapolis at WrestlePalooza. What it seems like they set up tonight. Let's see if WWE has officially announced that or not. Let's see. We got an official announcement yet online? Go check social media. Oh. Sports Center had the clip. Cody Rhodes challenges Drew McIntyre at WrestlePalooza. Stream WrestlePalooza on the ESPN app. Yeah, September 20th. Let's see if WWE made the match official. Let's see. Through all these Worlds Collide tweets first. This just says, Cody told McIntyre, "I'll see you at WrestlePalooza." Cody just challenged McIntyre. So I'm not saying it's for the title, but it's for the title. And with that, guys, Smackdown. A pretty good show, if I do say so myself. Not a great show or anything, but it was a very fun, easy watch show. With that, you know what I thought of the show. Now it's time to see what you guys thought of the show as we go and check the polls. Let's refresh all of these polls. Here. Let's go here and here. As far as the Threads poll does go, 71% liked the show, 14% thought it was just all right, and 14% didn't like it. Looking at the Twitter poll, 77% liked the show, 19% thought it was just all right, and 4% didn't like it. Looking at the community poll, 82% liked the show, 12% thought it was just all right, and 6% didn't like it. As far as the live poll does go, 87% liked the show, 7% thought it was just all right, 7% didn't like it. And finally, we're still voting on Twitch. Let's end it. 5, 4, 3, 2. 60% liked the show, 40% thought it was just all right. Jack, no, I did not notice Nakamura in the background. Didn't see that at all. With that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With that, we're going to do a big old gaming stream tomorrow, which is then going to parlay into a Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford watch along. So that should be really cool. We got a new Blitz map with Marvel stuff, so that's fun to check out as well. I'm going to go watch Worlds Collide, guys. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. All right, if you're still watching live on Twitch,